Today is Baby Megawatts Part 3, as well as I'm going to share what cameras I use to record WattsTV, as well as everything else that we've used at the house. There's been a few folks who have asked me what cameras I use, and in this video that's what I'm going to explain. As you can see, I have every camera that we basically own set up, so you can see. And right here in my hand, I am holding a Canon GX7. All right, and that's what I'm looking at and recording right now. So GX7. This is my daily user. I have a tripod up top attached, and then this thing also basically moves up and down. But this is what I use pretty much every day because it's easy and it's compact to carry around. All right, then I also have, what we have right here is a ES, whoops, I need to see it in this camera. I have a Canon 60D is where we're recording here. So we actually sold this camera to buy this camera to our friend, and this is a Canon camcorder. It's a consumer camcorder. And so then we have a Rode mic attached, which is what I'm listening to. You're listening to the audio from here. But then they never used it, and I figured we needed a longer SLR back, and so I bought this one. I've been having some issues with this thing keep turning off though. Canon shooting movies, this thing will come up and automatically say turned off. Then here we also have an iPhone 5S is what I'm recording, and so you can kind of see the differences, and I'll show you the difference between what the recordings are in each one. And then up here we have the GoPro that's getting the down view. So we have GoPro, Canon camcorder, we have the Canon 60D, iPhone 5S, G7X, so you can see the differences. The GoPro I use when we're out on the water, if I'm doing some sort of sports activities or something like this. This camera will start using more when I'm at home as well. And then this setup right here would be option number B for home. So I have to test out the recording on both of these to see which one I like better. And then the iPhone I use if I'm on a run or doing something spontaneous and crazy. And then the Canon, then this camera, the GX7, or G7X, excuse me, I use, as I said, on a daily because it's easy. I can flip it up. I can look at myself to make sure that I'm in the screen and carry it around. And then the microphone on this bad boy is not that great. The microphone setup right here is a lot clearer and it's going to be a lot better. But this is what I've been recording with all the time. The microphone works quite well. The microphone on the iPhone works well as just perfect as well. So let me give you a little overview on if you're just getting started and this is an area you want to start. What I would do is buy like a small point and shoot. Like you don't have to buy this exact, you don't have to buy the G7X because it's about $600 or $700 camera, but you can buy a Canon Rebel, which is a smaller point and shoot, as long as it records in you want it in 1080 HD is what you want to record it in, and then you could just record using 1080 HD. And start with a small point and shoot, or you can just start with your iPhone and just start shooting with your iPhone, because even though it takes great quality, and I'll show you just so, iPhone example, this is when the camera's looking directly at me as the example, and this is when, oh, I ran out of storage. So you can record the iPhone so it's looking directly at you this way, and then you can record it so this camera is pointing directly at you as well, so you can record it either which way. This is if this is the only option that you have and you don't have like the money to go spend $600 or $700 on this. This is a great option. The audio is pretty good. You can't zoom in or zoom out. Like this camera's great because you can zoom in and get clarity and zoom out. It wasn't very clear. It's also dependent on my lens. This is a little bit too close to be zooming in on my lens, but you can zoom in and out on the video camera. You can zoom in and out. And it's pretty clear actually. That looks really, really clear. On the iPhone, you can zoom in and zoom out a little bit. It's a little bit more distorted. And then on this camera, on the Canon G7X, you can also zoom in and zoom out, which I have done many times. My battery just died on this thing too. We are just losing batteries. And the GoPro, there's nothing you can do to zoom in and zoom out. So you just have to kind of keep it the way that it is. Okay, so this is the camera setup. All the links for everything will be below in the description of this video, as well as how I actually go about editing these videos. I'll put the link to a video that I shot previously into this. This is going to be a fun edit with 5 different cameras. This is going to be my first time editing something on 5 different cameras. Quite adventurous. We will see you guys a little bit later. We just arrived home from baby making class. No, not baby making class. Birth education class number 2. And I know I said I was going to talk about that today in part number 3, but actually I'm going to talk about that more tomorrow because that's going to be a little bit more in-depth video. One fun thing that we did do today, we did a drawing that she had us map out and imagine what our birth experience is going to look like and what it's going to, where it's going to be, what it's going to look like. So Kate did her drawing and then I did my drawing, and then you bring it together. And there's a reason I'm going to say that we didn't draw it as people, but we drew each other as mammals. So we had to pick an animal and think about what that animal looked like. So my drawing had horses of Kate and myself and our midwife, and then her drawing had deer. We were a deer in her picture. So that was super fun. But I have a lot more to share tomorrow, and I think it's a much more in-depth topic, and there's already enough in this video today. So have a great day, guys, and we will chat tomorrow.